Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm gonna transfer some alocasia fried eggs into LECA. So I've already brought them to the sink and rinsed well actually my husband did it, rinsed all the soil off of the roots. So I'm just gonna show you a step-by-step on what I do here. I also wanted to show you how I make my containers to put into, to put the plant into. So I basically just get these like plastic cups. You can buy these by like the hundreds, and I poke some holes in them. I have a soldering gun. Soldering? How do you say it again, babe? Soldering gun?
Soldering gun.
I have a soldering gun right here, and I just plugged it in. I just got this. Before I was using just a lighter, and I would just like use my lighter and put holes throughout the cup. But today I wanted to try the soldering gun with you guys. So I've seen somebody else use a soldering gun to do this before, so I thought, you know what, that's a great idea rather than using a lighter. So basically, oh, do you see how fast that was? Look at that. So basically you just want holes around the cup. So I think I did that one a little bit too low. Maybe that's good. I think that's good. So you just want to put some holes going around it, and that'll just help you so that when you go to dump the water out, whenever you're doing a flush, when you go to dump the water out, you don't have to like hold your plant in there and dump the whole thing out like that. You can just like pour the water through the hole. And I feel like also it gives some air to the LECA as well. So I'm just gonna do this going around the cup. Oh my god, this is so much easier than the lighter. And like the holes are so much more nicer. Do you see that? Perfect. You can put as many holes as you want, and you know what? I'm going to. So I feel like that's perfect. And if you want to as well, if you're going to be using like a catch pot underneath, you can also poke some holes in the bottoms, but I don't. I leave it like this so that this bottom line right here, I fill that up with water. Like I fill my water line up to there, or sometimes a little higher, but basically to there. And then I put this inside of another pot. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So whenever I'm buying pots, I'll look for pots that are a little bit taller, just so that I can fit my thing right in there. See what I mean? And that'll just hide the ugly. But there's also a lot that I have, like a lot of plants that I have that don't even have a container like this. I just have them sitting right in here. And it's great because then you can watch the roots growing. So after washing the soil off of these roots, as you can see, the roots are so long. You don't need all of that because most of this is gonna fall off. These are soil roots, and they're gonna basically like rot and like fall off. So what I do is I grab a pair of shears and I make a big snip. Okay. Just like that. This would have rotted anyways. So we'll just throw that to the side. And I have quite a few here that I'm working on, so I'm just gonna do this all on camera. Oh, there's still one on there. And then I also found these bulbs in there. So these are normally like at the bottoms of alocasias when you're taking them out of soil. They'll sometimes give you little babies. So I'm just gonna take these little babies, and I'm also gonna plant these. I don't know if I'm gonna plant them in soil yet or if I'm gonna plant them in LECA. I do have quite a few right now that are growing in, I have I think 2 in LECA, and then the rest of them are in soil. I like to get them started in soil just because I feel like it just I don't know, it just works better maybe. I don't know, because I haven't even seen the one in LECA do anything yet. And I also don't want to like disturb it in case it is growing inside. I just can't see. I can't see what it's doing. Whereas like with the soil on the bottom of the container, I can see like all the roots, but with the LECA, I can't see anything yet. So I don't know if it's working, but it's an experiment. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the rest of those off. If I see alocasias always give you like a yellow leaf whenever there's a new leaf coming. This one's not yellow yet, but I am gonna peel it off just because it's a little finicky. This one still looks good. All right, let's cut these roots off. And I'm gonna also do a few more of these cups because I've got quite a few of these plants. I have 3, 6, 7, 8, I think 8 of those to do. So we'll just make holes in these cups. So that's how I normally just do all my cups. The other one I put extra holes in. I don't know why, but you can do that if you want to. I can't believe how much easier this is than doing the lighter. You can also use like Starbucks cups. You know how like you go to Starbucks, you get a plastic cup and it ends up just like in the landfill. Well, save your cups and then you can do stuff like this with it. And this soldering gun I got off of Amazon. I think it was like $16 Canadian. So like it's pretty cheap and it's worth it. Because when I was using a lighter, I noticed that I kept running out of fluid really quickly in the lighter. So I was always buying new lighters. Whereas this will just keep going and going. It's such a better idea. Okay, let me just unplug this because I don't need it anymore. Don't want to burn the house down. Okay, I'm just gonna go grab the LECA and all the other stuff that we need so that I can plant these with you. So what you want to do is put just like 1 inch to 2 inches of LECA down at the bottom. Get your plant.
You want to play water?
Put it in there and hold it there while you're filling the rest of it up. And I try hard not to put the stem like right into the LECA because you don't want your stem to rot. So I basically, as you can see, it's pretty much like the LECA is pretty much just covering the roots, basically. I have some skewers too. I normally stick one in there and then I'll pin the plant to it if it's kind of laggy like this one here that just wants to flop over. So I'll just pin that one up to it. So you take your LECA, put about 1 inch to 2 inches.
Where did it go? There it is.
Get your plant, put them in there.
No, you can play on the computer. Is it allowed to play on the computer?
No. Process for all of them. I have my Super Thrive water here, and if you watched my other video, you'll know how much Super Thrive I actually put in there, and I don't measure it. I just squirt it in there because I really just I'm like lazy. Like I don't have time to measure stuff. And then, like I said last time, is you just pour it up to that line there, or you can pour 1 inch, just as long as it's below the roots. You'll be able to see the roots in there, so I'll make sure the water is just below the roots. And the LECA will actually just wick the water up, so you don't need to worry if your plant, like it doesn't look like your plant is getting water, because it will. And then I'm just gonna repeat that for all of them. Now, when you first put your plant into LECA, your plant is gonna go into like shock. Some of them do, some of them don't. I have plants that I put into LECA, like my aglaonemas and my sangoniums. They love LECA. As soon as you put it in there, they're just happy and they perk right up. Another plant that did that for me was this plant, my Monstera Peru. As soon as this guy went into LECA, he perked right up, started growing. But there's some plants that, like the alocasias, sometimes they'll get a little bit of yellow on the leaves. Just watch them. This one still has soil on it, so I'm not gonna pot that one up just yet. I'll have to get that soil out of there because you don't want that rotting inside of the LECA. So here's the bamboo sticks that I have. I think they're just skewers, natural bamboo skewers, and I get these from Dollarama. There's a dollar store here in Canada. So what I do is I take the sharp part of it and I stick it all the way down as far as it'll go. Hang on. Just move that out of the way. And then I take this stuff, which I got off of Amazon. It's just for like staking plants and stuff. And I grab just a little bit of that. And then take your plant and you pin it up. So so that looks better. That looks so much better, see? And then I'm just gonna repeat that process for all of them. And what I've noticed is, like, after about a week of it being in here, this pole does tend to get like a little bit of mold on it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's sitting in dampness this whole time. So I just use hydrogen peroxide. I'll pull the stick out, spray the stick down with hydrogen peroxide. I'll even put a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in my water mix and put it in here. And then I noticed that like the mold isn't so bad after you do that, or it's not there anymore. So after you put your plants into LECA, you want to kind of baby them for a little bit, because it is a little bit of a shock that they're going through when you take them from their soil, you know, their natural habitat, and then like you clean their roots vigorously and then place them in a substrate that they've never been in before. They kind of, you know, just throw a little bit of a hissy fit. So I like to baby them after. So I'll give them high humidity. I'll give them, you know, sprays of water with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in it. I'll clean their leaves. I'll watch them every day, you know, just make sure they're doing okay. But I find when you give a little bit of TLC to them afterwards that they do always just perk back up.
Dad, watch this. What happens to your eyes? Watch. Dad, look at what happens to that thing's eyes. Look, it goes into your eyes, and then the other eyes. See those yellow ones at the very top?
So I decided that I'm actually gonna plant those little bulbs that I found and that I showed you earlier inside of soil. And so I have my soil mix right here. I don't think that you need to have like a soil mix in order to plant bulbs, but I always just keep this downstairs anyway. And I don't even know what side to point down, but I'm guessing that thing sticking out of the bottom, I'm guessing that's a root, so I'll put that going downward. And this is just like an aroid soil mix. So I have my Pro Mix in there. I have orchid bark. I have perlite and worm castings. Is that it? Yeah. But like I said, you can probably just use any kind of soil for that. These bulbs are really tiny. I don't even know if there's anything gonna grow out of these, but I'm gonna try. I just need a container for them. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like and subscribe this video. If you want to find out how my plants are doing, please join me on Instagram at Planty Shopping. I'm always uploading there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.